Thanks a lot for staying tuned. The interview we just had is all about the fight for a living wage, suspension of the strike rule. We're having Peter Sele, former president of TUC and Pengasin, and of course he said workers should be hopeful. Workers should not have any doubt because labor is really representing the workforce. So we are watching, we are waiting, we are just trying to see and know firsthand if they'll reach a reasonable conclusion, because that's what Nigerians are really waiting for. Well, this time around on TMI is all about EDO 2024, fighting for the votes of non-civil servants or non-public servants, because they are saying that in Edo State, they make up to, let's say, 70 to 80% of the voting populace. So, if you really want to win as a party, definitely you will need to do something about that particular large chunk of votes. With me here in the studio, I have, yes, he is in the teaching profession. Yeah, he's also a political analyst. Join me to welcome Ahmed Ibaike. Also on a caller. Welcome, Ahmed. I appreciate your comment.
Thank you so much.
All right. Still very close to him because you put food on the table. You will not see or hear any of these things happening. Human rights activist, political analyst. Join me to welcome Okoro Osaho Obaraye. Thank you for so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right, now as it stands, it's like everyone is ready. Why some are still getting prepared also because of this election. But some of the people that the non-civil servants have been neglected in the sense that attention is not being paid to them by these political parties. That they're focusing on other politicians or civil servants trying to get their vote, trying to convince them on the reason why they should vote for party A, B, or C. Now, the battle for votes of non-civil servants. Ahmed, I wanted to have the first shot at 8. Now, what do you think all this would amount to, knowing fully well that up to 70% of the voting populace belong to this class in Edo State?
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. When you were asking the question, I was kind of wondering what you actually meant when you said they are not paying more attention to them and they are paying attention to the civil servant. I don't really get it. Who are the non-civil servants, if we have to start like that? These are people that are not on government payroll, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you are trying to tell me now that the woman frying akara there, the vulcanizer, then the bus driver, the farmer, the artisans, these are the group you are talking about. And secondly, probably the group that are from the organized private sector. If these are the group that you are talking about, I will tell you really well that the politicians are paying rapt attention on them. Because if you check very well now, if you are going within the CD, you will see that people are wearing caps for this campaign. You hardly see a civil servant who wear cap. That, for example, you are supporting party A or party B or candidate A or candidate B. So these other group of persons are the ones that put on this cap, put on their T-shirts, and they are the ones that are, doing the campaign via those, paraphernalia that they are using for campaign. Meaning that if those people can lay their hands on those caps and they are wearing it, meaning that the politicians have reached out to them, and meaning that the politicians is carrying them along, and meaning that the politicians knows that they make up a very huge population of the entire voting strength. Because currently, right now, before now, we're having about 2.5 million registered voters. With the current one that is going on, I believe Edo State may likely clock 3 million registered voters. But the funny thing that is there is that during the electionary process, you discover that the total vote collated together, they are not above 600,000. That is the only bad aspect that is there. So probably now you now say that, okay, during this population of 600,000 range that we're talking about, we may not say, okay, the civil servant may have a very long chunk and those that. But to say that they are not being governed or they are not being talked to for them to come and take part in the electionary process, I will say no, that is not actually true. Because we have association of those keke nape, driver, association of drivers, like that. I know they reach out to them. They are leaders. They reach out to these politicians. Politicians reach out to them to woo their votes. Even, for example, now I am also a farmer. Our own farmers association, all farmers association of Nigeria. What I'm trying to tell you now, what I'm trying to say right now is that they are also the class of the
non-civil servants. So we're also going to that kind of
they are also the class of non-civil servants in the sense that politicians will also come to vote them too.
All right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
All right. All right. Now, but he said that these people are being carried along. Mind you, it's the battle for their votes. Now, from your own analysis, these persons that are not in government payroll, do you think that politicians are doing well enough to convince them to vote for their parties?
Thank you so much, Wilson. I think for the very just and what we're talking about is good for the very just. I want to first of all salute the courage of the current governor of the state who has spoken about the courtism issue, which was moving like a wildfire just before the very just now. And I also pray that he mark words with action to make sure that it's fully put to final stop. I know it's going to be very hard, but if he's serious about it, we should also get something about it, because it has now gotten to a point where somebody will say, "Wishing past me, wishing they smile, and for that reason, let's start killing." The other person will say, "How come Wishing was wearing a blue suit when he knows I'm supposed to be wearing a blue shoe?" For that reason, fight starts, and they start counting to say TV 9, 14:21, as if they are playing Baba Ijebu. So it became very, very embarrassing. So I think it was a very welcome development. That's by the wayside. Then the other second issue I also went with Jeff in for answering was a very embarrassing moment I saw yesterday, that police were pushing their vehicle around this JCHAS. And I just thought of it that if they were pursuing an armed robber and the fuel got exhausted at that point, now pushing, how are they going to get the armed robber? Even the armed robber was running with legs. So those are some type of embarrassment that is not supposed to be seen. Yeah. And when you asked and they said mobilization was 0, and I said, no, we cannot continue in places like this. And these are the people that want to come and also guide the election. So think of it that, God forbid, I snatched the ballot box and running, and police was pursuing, and fuel got, and they start rolling. So there are some things we need to put in place. And we also say we want to fight courtesan. These people are the ones to help us fight courtesan. So if they also don't go and things are not put, modality, so the governor should not just say it for saying sake. He should put things in place so that everything can work well. Then for that of the forthcoming election not going, I think I've always told you, Wilson, that it's high time so that in the next 10 years, people should start goggling Wilson and Marshall. I've given you so many facts that I want you to go take to the bank to it. I've also once told you that Esama of Benin is a local government of its own with its workforce. Esama of Benin has more workers, more than some local government. I'm not asking you that, I'm telling you. You can go and check. Get your facts and figure. Don't go to Red, don't go to a local government like Onwa. Go to local government like the one at Afuze, where they have less than 100 to 130 staff. They cannot manage 200 because they might not have what it takes to pay for the present predicament. Are you getting it now? So if they have, let's say, 200, we have a man that has close to 1,000 or more than 1,000. So it's already more than a local government. So if putting things in place and people like this are not put into cognizance, then I also want to let you know that the civil servant is not up to 5% of the voting populace. But the advantage is that they vote rightly. They know how to vote.
They vote rightly, they know how to vote.
Yes, their vote is not for. I'm not telling who to vote for. It's one thing to galvanize for vote. It's another thing for that person you're galvanizing for to vote well. If people still tell you, all those people you see put cap, wear apron and do this, give them the liberty, but then go there and go and vote. If it's beginning that you see, you just put it anywhere. They thought it just to put it that place. So also teaching them how to vote and that thing. But the advantage is that if you have the civil servant that goes in there, he does not need any agent to tell he or she how to put it. He already knows where and how to put it and leave. So that's the advantage of if you know you have this. And also, it's also suffices you that they are the ones you can't convince. We politicians now at that point, when you see somebody coming to vote with a newspaper on the armpit, don't talk to that person.
Why would you say that?
Yes, because that person already well enlightened.
The man is
you don't need to come. When you are coming, tells you, please leave here, go and talk to that person. And when he's coming, come with the wife, maybe the two of the children that are of voting age. They come with water bottle and they come with breakfast. They sit on their own with newspaper reading. You cannot convince those set of people, no matter the English you speak, no matter what you say. Those people, if they want to vote for Party B, TCB, you cannot convince them. Their minds are made up. I get it now. They might be without permanent secretary, but they are schooled and they know it. Their vote is counted. So we have that type. Then we have the ones that will come. They shout the most. They shout. Their voice will crack. At the end, they don't always vote because they don't have voters card.
Wow.
Yes, they don't vote, they don't have voters card. But they pretend to have, they convince, they will run to this person to tell you, I'm mobilizing just to get something. They might even be in the place they don't vote. They may have a voters card that they can vote at a moment. But they are presently in Benin, due mobilization issue. You say, come, no worry, come UFP, they do this one for Benin, and they are not stuck here. So there are problems too, we know them. There are some, you see, that also take it very serious. They don't come out on that day. That day is the day they remove all the cobwebs in their house, wash all the clothes, do everything. Then they will tell you, if they don't worry, if they go, if they don't vote, come call me. They don't go. There are some on that day that will tell you, I just can't think, I collect money from Mr. Peter, I collect money from Mr. Paul yesterday. I don't want to just go again. No, I know I'm not disturbing. And at that point, you can't force them. You can't beat them. What you need then is to start begging. So, trying to galvanize vote, my brother, you also know that there are some places that will still have votes in bulk that light and media is yet to get to that place. Riverine communities that they live inside the water. The Jaws are in Benin, Edo. Hope you are aware of that. Yeah. They are there, and you should know that light is not there, but they live there. That's where they live, on top. They live there, and their votes are there. Many. They go in with boats, and they go in with boats, and they come out with boats, not with car. I get it now. So sometimes it takes you here, then sometimes telling you that you are the first person coming here to talk to us about politics in the past 25 years. After Bermuda, after Ali, after Lucky Benedion, no other person has been here to talk to us. We still have those type of places in this place. So it's the one you know you can, you better do. But the truth remains that we that know where the vote counts. There is no way we will be so serious about a forthcoming election, no matter how fresh or good it is, that we are going to have over 500,000 votes.
From your own analysis?
Never.
Despite the over 3 million voters?
Never. 500,000 votes, getting it this time. When people, when the Obi factor has crumbled the zeal in the election, it's going to be very hard. But you know, most time I tell you something, I don't think about it because I tell you fresh fact, the way it is. I was somewhere at a Kiadolo yesterday evening, sitting somewhere, when one guy came black and said, hi TV man. Why you? And he like the way they talk, they talk. And I told you that's just my nature, because you don't need to start counting. So how will you have 1 million votes in Edo? Okay. I get it. Okay. So it's impossible. So if you know you can pick the civil servant, and let me tell you, the civil servant are even the most, the people you cannot just trust to vote because they know it. So we politicians don't talk to civil servants when it comes to election. Just leave them. The highest you can do is to beg their conscience. Because they are in their mind, they know if they tell you they want to vote against the party that paid them, you will report them. In their mind, they know if they tell you they want to vote for the party that paid them, you might not be happy, because if now you win, if you now win, you will now say you voted against me, you might use it against me as a civil servant. Okay. So don't need, they will keep quiet. They are the one that hide it the more. They hide it for you to see it, fold it and keep it back, because to save their job. All right. I get it now. Okay, now. So me, I don't always want talking about them. The ones we need to talk about, I will tell you when the time comes. All right, fine. So that means we now focus more on these non-civil servant electorate that are not on the government's payroll, from what he just said, because he gave us an analogy of different categories of personality that will come out on that day, during the day of the election.
Yeah, we will not just focus on only the civil servants, but like from his analysis, you need to convince them. If you have enough facts to put on the table to convince them for your vote, for a vote, I think that would be better, because from his analysis, I concur with him that yes, these are the right people that vote, that the vote will not be voided. And if you are able to convince them, meaning that that vote will count, I mean that once they make up their mind to say, I'm voting for party A, meaning that there's nothing anybody cannot tell them to do otherwise, meaning that more energy should be put in that place, trying to convince them to ensure that they vote for your party or for your person. And once they made up their mind or they agree to vote for you, then that one stand. But that is not to say that we will not put all the energy on the civil servant, because like as Maoga rightly said here now, that he is even saying that we
no, because right now focusing on the non-civil servants. Should energy be focused on these non-civil servants, people that are not under government payroll?
Because if we have to get the vote that will go above 500,000, it is this non-civil servant that we're going to focus on. How many are the civil servant population? He just made an analysis just like some local government doesn't even have up to 200 staff. So when you run it around the whole 18 local government, run it around with the Edo state government, run it around with the federal civil servants that are within the state, I don't think we may be able to get up to 300,000 civil servants. Not at all. We can't even get even, people overhyped, we cannot even get even up to 50,000. Impossible. So meaning that the remaining 450,000 votes that we are talking about now, they are the non-civil servants. So now energy need to be put there. So I think from the analysis, I think one thing that the position need to now gain from here right now is that put more energy in talking to them and also follow it up with voters education, how to vote, so that your vote will not be voted. Yes, like he said, I concur with him because we're in the field. Actually, at the end of the day, you start seeing void votes. Some of them will not even, when they just say, okay, they don't even know the party, they will use symbol. They will be trying to look for the symbol. When some of them are frustrated with having that pain to look for that symbol, they drop it anywhere. And if someone want to drop it, some drop it at the middle. So when they are now collating, now sorting, it becomes a problem between the two, party agents. This one will say, just accept it. The one will say, no, don't accept it, because once you accept it, it may not be against me, I may not be for you and stuff like that. So more energy should be channeled to them, followed up with voters education, how to do this thing better, so that at the end of the day, we'll be able to get vote. But I was saddened when my guy said that we are not going to get up to 500,000 votes. That would be very, very bad, because we cannot have close to 300 million registered voters. And at the end of the day, we cannot get even up to 700,000 votes. That is very bad. That's so meaning that INEC need to do more job to pull out people, to sensitize them, to let them have trust in them that yes, their vote we can. Because one of the factors that is affecting that stuff right now is that they believe that their votes does not count. That after I voted party A did not win, because some persons believe that the party they voted for ought to have won. So since the party did not win, meaning that his or her vote did not count at all. So because of that, they feel there's no need for them going to vote, because we have met so many of them along this course of this campaign. They will tell you, no, like as he just actually rightly said now, that the OB factor. As many of them trooped out to vote in that presidential election and they didn't get the vote, they believe that Tinubu rigged the election. So with that mindset, Edo State election will not be different. That it may also go the same way of being rigged. So because of that, no need of me coming out to take part
still
in the
they shouldn't
program.
have that mentality, because
that is what I'm saying now, that the INEC now need to come in to do more of sensitization, so that to re-engineer the hope that yes, we are unbiased umpire, that we can do this job, that we are doing this job, that this election will not be rigged, it will be free and fair, your vote we can't. And the political party persons should also do the same thing too. While on the campaign, not just come and vote for me only, also give them that assurance that your vote we can't, it will not be rigged. So by so doing, this non-civil servant cannot be energized to step out, to go and vote. Like the other one that will be washing his clothes on that election day will have to drop the clothes to go and vote. The other one that will say, well, today me want to go uproot cassava. He or she will have to leave that one to go and do that one. The other one that will say, today is an election day, relaxation day for me. This is the only day I have, like most of our bank workers and the rest who will be walking around the clock that may not have time. So let me just use today to rest. They need to be conscientized. They need to be talked to, so that they will come out and vote. But if the non-civil servant really comes out to vote, I don't see any reason why we cannot get up to 700,000 votes.
All right, now, what do you think it will take to convince these non-civil servants to come out to vote? After the bill, like, after all, we're not in government payroll. Nobody thinks about us. We are just on our own. I pay my own bill. I have my own security. I go to the market my own self. So the government do not have this direct impact. in my life or in the life of my family members.
Yeah, the government have lost it because of insincerity. The government have lost it. That is why we can boast of three. People don't just register to vote because they want to vote. People use it as a means of identification. 50% of them. That's just the truth. I am sure you, as sociable as you are, you should have friends that belong to the Jehovah's Witness. I always tell you, and you smile.
I would want us to mention our religious bodies right now. Yes.
Yeah, and you know, one of their belief is that voting is a sin. They don't believe in it. But go and mark it. The best people that can win you on debates and arguments are Jehovah's Witness people. Even when it comes to governance, even when it comes to that voting that they don't participate in. And they can also wear cap too. You think you already have a vote. But as an insider, I'll tell you, So people now, even with 1 million cap, some people wear it. Keke na pep man will just wear it because of sun. He doesn't even know what he's wearing. But just because of sun, and the one they are doing now is of high quality. So you look at it, this one, how much, you cannot even buy it. So you use it, and even on Sunday when he's going to that their meeting where they do $300 contribution, he wears it.
I wouldn't want us to focus on this religious body, please. There's a reason for that.
I know. Now the Keke pep issue.
Okay.
Then the market women too. The rain is here. Everything is here. So she needs that cap. She won't buy, give me the cap, wear it. Tomorrow when I'm also bringing, she pulls that one, keep it somewhere for the sun, and wears that one. So that cap issue does not really count. That's just the truth. I don't believe in cap issue. But you just think, people, on that day you forget about the cap issue. How will government talk about this non-civil government also know? Mark my word, by this June, by July now, government ring road will be filled up with traders. They'll start trading inside. Government will tell them, don't give them ticket again. He will not say it openly. He will tell them, they will just hold the meeting, say, stop giving the ticket, let the bus driver do, let this one do. So the bus drivers too, you now see them doing, twin good. They will now tell you they will not twin good. I get it now. So they will feel they are free now. Because election is coming. So government will also use that to attract these people. I get it now. The carrot stick approach. So they will start. Then we see now, you want to come and greet me at somebody will just park and block it. Pogo will just come and beg you to say, okay, help you push on. Right, so when you put on so not good, so our boss go pass, they will push it right for you and pack it well for you. Just to encourage you, not say, this government good, then they 2 months to again. I get it now. Obaseki police now, when you beat the traffic, they will tell you, no, come, just keep going, don't worry, everything is okay. Just for you to get everybody. So these people now, they are not on government payroll. This is not their avenue for them to enjoy. Are you getting it now? The pure water seller that they were paying ticket, that they spam, they say they will start buying pure water for the pure water seller to sell. Are you getting it now? Then you now see those politicians now, they now start going to those mama put, they will stop the GRA, they start going to mama put and start eating. When they finish eating, they will stand up, madam, how much everybody chop? 32,000. Okay, madam, take 50,000, you walk away. Good government. These people too, you see that they are easy to convince. That's why the politicians leave them for the last.
For the last?
Yes. You don't talk about them now because they are very easy. Once you just forget their 4 years suffering. With 2 good meal, with 2 good meal and 2 bottles of cold Gouda. The next thing you hear is, oh, we see, God will bless you. Yeah, I don't enjoy myself today. He goes home and take the whole things has changed. Not knowing that this person has collected your own of over 1 billion. He's coming to spend a minimum of 10 million for you. Minimum, in any way you want it. You start shouting, hey, clear road. If you see God wishing John wear his suit, police follow and come today. Now me and you go to chop corn, where would they chop corn for Mama Bado place?
So these are strategies to get to these people.
Those are the last. Those are 3-4 weeks, a month to election. That is when they come. The ones that are hard are the ones they are doing. Now that's why you are saying this 70,000 increment, this increment. They are hard to convince. Don't convince those people at the last day. Those people, they start noticing you after a year. They just watch after a year. Okay. This man didn't give us promotion, okay. This man has scrapped this one, okay. Age limit, okay. They keep quiet. They want to save their job for 35 years. They keep quiet. They are still here. You are going to go. You are going to meet. Each of them serve close to 8 governors. So they'll just leave you and say, this one, not be lucky to Oshomole, not to make it come. Don't worry. They know their vote is not so much. They have their WhatsApp phone. These other people don't have WhatsApp group.
Yes.
Those people have WhatsApp group where they concentrate ideas, argue, debate. Are you getting that? So their vote is right to say, no, we cannot spoil it this time. You see that somebody that was not even in our Keda became a permanent secretary just from nowhere. No, we can't take it. Things must change. They start mobilizing. But their vote is not many. Those ones, those keke napep, bike riders, tomato seller, bus drivers that are bulk, they can be in 1 million. But if they vote, you cannot get 100,000 because they don't know how to vote.
All right.
I get it now. But they are easy, very, on election day money, sef, just leave them, don't talk to them. On election day money, just come. Oh, my friend, that one, you have USB. Okay, not talk to me, just leave me. They make me call you, so come. Papa Chibuzo, our body. Come, Harry, give me money there, give me 40,000, give her. If he does not collapse, he's going to do it. 40,000. Mama Chibuzo, come on, Chibuzo, where you? Come. Ogado, come. They will follow you and they must give you the vote that day. Nobody convince them any longer. 40,000 is too big for that day, sef. It may be 10. Are you getting that? Because 40,000 might make him just one man. If you start drinking kai with that 40,000, you lost that vote.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you. Well, it's like you know these people too. Well, Ahmed, how come? From what they say, they leave them for last. Why is it so? Are they that gullible? I mean, knowing fully well that the election is fast approaching. Take a look at people that are not under government payroll. And it's giving a practical example of what transpires in elections past. And now it's going to be seen also in the future election because it's just September here.
In fact, when Comrade was speaking, in fact, I could not hold myself. I was amazed. You know, he has said it all. Actually, there's nothing to add to it because that is the fact. That is because he's speaking for 16 years experience in this thing. And he's going to replicate himself in the next day. Like, how many of them are watching this TV now? How many of them have time to it's only radio sometimes they manage to even listen to. The only thing they are very good at, you don't hear the news now. You don't hear what they talk now. From what somebody says. So they don't really, they can't balance facts. If you tell them now that, coronavirus, they kill,
they'll spread it.
That is just it. So that is their kind of person. And that is why, like as I said, the politicians, I keep on telling people that in the 19th century, we're having scientists who were genius. But in this 21st century, the genius are the politicians. Rather, an average politician is as intelligent as a medical doctor. But his own intelligence is not to save life. But his own intelligence is to crook everybody and be at the center and be sharing you peanuts. You understand? So they are very intelligent. So when you are speaking to an average politician, you'll just be nodding his head. He knows where you want to land. When you are also lying, he knows. If he knows that it's the money you came from, after you are done, he'll say, give him one. So he knows that is what you came for. Everything you have been saying since they are all a bunch of rubbish. So they knows exactly that, yes, this is how to convince them that last hour. So that because if you did not do it that last hour, you play the Oro and you go and that person comes, that one give 40,000, that one comes and gives 60,000. I guess we don't have it. So you that came with 60,000, I think you will be a more better person than the other one that brought 40,000. So they
it's like cash and carry instantly.
In fact, why did you think like some argument they will say vote buying should stop, So I keep on laughing at people. As long as the level of illiteracy is very high, vote buying can never be called. There is no two ways about it. All those one are saying on television, people are saying pass this law, pass law. People need to be we need to be truthful to ourselves. Let us stop deceiving ourselves. As long as the level of intelligence, the level of everybody being vast, level of everybody being exposed is very low. How can you have 3 million, almost 3 million registered voters?
They have less than a million votes.
That vote. That tells you the level of exposure. Because people fail to realize that the weapon is actually that PVC. It is that weapon that will determine who governs you. If everybody actually turns up, you would be surprised that the common man will just become your governor. Because people will really talk. But as it stands, people just don't have interest. They don't have time. On that day, some persons leave their house because of that 5,000 naira they want to get, irrespective of who they want to vote for. They leave home because of that 5K. And once they come, they will negotiate with you first. If you are not giving them, they won't even step in to say they want to drop it. Even when you convince them, okay, step in first and come out. If you have failed him once in the last election, this other election you cannot fail him the second time. And not be so you do me the other time, you not getting a beg a shift. You look for the serious one. Oh we bargain well. You understand? Yeah. So those group of persons are who those monies are actually meant for the vote buying. Like he has explained everything. Somebody who is, that is why I keep on telling that the layman group that actually votes are the teachers. On that day, some medical doctors will just be sleeping at home. But you see those teachers, we see them more often in the queue. And you cannot actually convince them. Their mind is made up. And some of them are not even interested in that your change. Except those who just think, well, is our general common, how would I say it now, is our money.
Just take it.
I better bring grandma and just take them. Outside that, he has actually nothing to do with them. His mind is really made up. Who is coming to vote? He can still collect that your money and it will not still vote for you. Because his mind is made up. But this other group of persons, their own is just come. We get money for you. Once they collect the money, you monitor the person. You can even stay somewhere, even if they call it the cubicle that you will not see. There's a way they will say somewhere to monitor. And if you don't vote, it will use style to show you, say, I do am. So you go and drop, then you go and cash and carry, go and collect your own. That is all they are after. So that is why I keep on saying that awareness campaign is what we need to continue to be doing.
Right.
They need to go to those marketplaces. They need to go to where the parks are, where they are saying and continue to be doing it in the language they will understand. They may not get it all one day, but it should continue. Voters' education is key. Sensitization is key. So they must continue to do these things so that at the end of the day, people will now start having this awareness. Okay, well, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. One day, it will get better.
All right, now, are you not saying that to convince these people, you mean good infrastructure don't mean a lot to them? Are you now saying that, those states having this particular first position in almost every segment or every sector in Nigeria, doesn't matter to this group of persons? Are you now saying that the good health care, program, the other programs, little programs by the government of the day doesn't really matter to them? All they want is just money, money, money.
Thank you so much, Wilson. You said something very eloquently well, but the truth remains that these things you've mentioned does not get to those people. No. Yeah, it does not get to them. Let's be factual to ourselves. This basic health you just said now does not get to that common man on the street. I get what gets to them. What I think the government, it's a sick, I just maybe open up for them. What I should tell them is what they can go to bank with. It's high time government stop collecting money, ticket money from people selling pure water, people selling
plantain chips.
Plantain chips, even those roadside. I get because if you calculate how much they are even holding, it's not for the money some of us we used to take buffet. That's their entire business. So how much are they going to pay? Some you see them pay money. I will see them. They'll have TV receipts. Which one be this one? This one as quarter. This one and this one. This one for how much? How much are they doing? Now that is the only way you can also just be of help to them. Those things should be free. Doesn't work and sell and get your money back and stay. Because when is the last time government visit these people? The healthcare you are saying, that woman cannot be sick and go. Where that woman buy drugs from is the nearby chemist close to her. That's just the truth. The woman cannot live there and go to anywhere, no matter how beautiful it is. That is the easiest place the woman can go to.
She can't afford it.
I get things down. Okay, look at the fuel issue. And also, one thing, I don't always, in my own type of way, I don't say because Wilson is not my friend that I talk with, and I see Wilson doing something right, I will not say it. One good thing this government has done is a free transport ride. Another way the government has touched down to them. Because I know some people now that park and move, they're coming back, move back again. A good thing. That is another. We must also tell ourselves the truth. But they can do better and do more. Those ticketing issue is bad. They also think of it, because some of us are well known. If you park at Ring Road, there are no parking signs. And when the poor of the poor parks, I see them crying. Few days ago, let me tell you a secret that happened. Let me tell you something that happened. I was here with a society where, and I told him about heroism, and he said it was passed up. God wanted to answer us. In the next 48 hours, a bar of mine, the Sienna, was seized on a Sunday. Okay, we were on a Sunday. We were here on a Sunday. The other Sunday, the Sienna was seized. A Sienna, big Sienna that had a carriage. He put a table. He was carrying a table from point A to point B, and they arrested it at a Kiosa market. And he called me. I went there, and they said we should come and pay 25,000 naira. I'm quoting names now. I'm quoting the place now. It's, the market is off St. Sylvia. The police station is there. Kyo Musan is the market name. That is the place. We went there on a Sunday. And I told him, I said, come, my friend, this man, this car that's Sienna, it's Oibopu carrier. It's not a Toyota. Yeah. A carrier up. And he's carrying a table. He said, no, if I go rent Dinah. He said, Dinah, if I go rent Dinah to do waiting. And on a Sunday, 25,000. And I called the Sosa. Sosa, being a very good lawyer friend, answered me almost immediately. It was with the governor. They were checking where water entered that Ikobayi and came. And I said, you see now that I'm respecting you now. If a live video goes on a Sunday, a carrier, you people will say somebody is bad. I've been saying it's no ticket, it's nothing. And he begged me. That day now gave me 5,000. And now I did my 5,000, making 10,000 to bail that car on a Sunday.
And you still bail the car?
Yes. On the in the other people, I saw old men. One old man crying. I wept secretly. The man's problem was he kept buying tickets from the place. They showed me all the tickets. And they said the one he bought that day was fake from the same person, the same port. And I said, okay, you are this much, you come and pay 25,000 for buying a fake ticket. Why didn't you take the man to where he bought the ticket? Because the man still has more to stop it. Say, okay, that won't be our work, and we know it's fake. And I wondered how that man can work for 25,000 on that day. How much is fuel? To feed my car, I use minimum 50,000 weekly. 50, that's managing. I'm telling you now, if I feel it.
And these are non-civil servants.
No, these are the people we are talking now. I want to vote now. That old man that day, now nobody can convince him who to vote for again. At all. Nobody, you cannot near him again. If you near him, he will abuse you. Because I saw the bitterness in him to say, what have I done, Oga? Ticket, no, may I carry on and go where the buyer. Now that Joshua the buyer. See, that's why I don't buy. One was said to do on a fake. The man was crying. And when I came, I left and I told the I said, you see, sometimes when we come to television, we try to paint an issue. It takes pain. Though I promise I will not say it, but something must be. This is here. This is a fact. I'm not quote it. And we pay that issue. And these are what government, there are things you should not just see. Because why? We already collect money for the bourgeois. My friend, that day, we were together at St. Ozame's birthday, and we saw the head of one government parastatal that collects revenue. And he said, oh, thank you for that thing you did. Oh, God bless you. I said, when he left, I said, what do you do for my friend? You don't say, Papa, they come. No, not tell me that one. We're joking. He said, no man, now 10 million be they pay for tax every month. But we can't say our country do and make they pay 5 million monthly. That person that was paying that 5 million is not complaining. He was paying 10 million. But I said, please, I want to keep paying, do. And they said, pay 5 million. If you can get 5 million, 10 million, 20 from individuals, what is the crumbs you are getting from all those people that you don't still stay in one room? That this erosion does not affect the big men. Have you seen government helping the big men with phone?
All right.
Helping them with if their bills go up? No. It's the poor people. So those poor of the poor is who we need to be. They need to be pampered.
All
because
right.
if you pamper them, that was the key Oshomole used. That you saw 18 over 18 was everywhere. You just saying you would just leave here. They go. You just go sit down with them. You go drinking it. It went with the poor.
All right.
Because these poor people, first of all, God said it. God, those are people God naturally just love. So you cannot be with them and God hates you. It's impossible.
All right. I mean, now what will it take now to convince these non-civil servants in Edo State to go out there to vote for party of that? Because from what the story he just narrated is quite sad. Of an old man crying, definitely you just can't convince that man of any political party to vote for. His mind is already made up. What will it take now to convince them by these political parties jostling for votes, fighting for their votes, battling for their votes?
It's a very this is a very big question to convince them. You know, like when fuel subsidy was removed, one of the cry is that you are going to marginalize the poor the more. These are the only way you would have cut across everybody, and everybody will have a better feeling. Now, whatever you said you want to use the money for, that you are gaining from the fuel subsidy, it will not have any effect on the poor. Rather, it's only the big class that will also be benefiting from it. But now, if you are subsidized, even the common man, it goes across. Now, electricity tariff, you have skyrocketed it. This is the common thing the common man would have been able to benefit at a very cheap rate. Then, those days, you used to get free water. But as it is now, everybody now have his or her own borehole. And in some cases, no power to even power the borehole. And some of them does not even have a place to fetch the free water they were even fetching because there's no water to. So as it stands right now, the only gymstick, the only trying to cover, or the Trojan horse that they can use currently now, is still going to be the approach Malgav actually said. Coming close to them a very few weeks to the election. Try to play with them to think that they are one of you. And at the end of the election, you go back to your status quo. If they apply these principles Malgav just analyze out now, like the wheelbarrow pusher, it pains me sometimes when sometimes when I'm driving, when I see them, see the way they harass them. A wheelbarrow pusher, you looking at the guy up to down, somebody suffering. How much is he carrying that load? Like 100 naira for a very long distance, and you are still coming to tell the guy, where is your ticket? And all these persons, if actually they can make their situation tax free, like we that are civil servants, our one is dotted as source, very huge amount of money which we will not want to mention. They are billing us anyway. If they even increase the minimum wage now, also know that our tax is also going to be increased as well. But like all these person that you know is struggling, how much? Free them of it so that at least they can have some sense of belonging. The government just need to do something that the poor will just benefit. But it is unfortunate that most of the things now may not be in the hands of the state government, rather at the hands of the federal government. If we can have stable power with a very cheap tariff, the poor will definitely benefit. This fuel issue is killing everybody. Malgav just said 50,000 naira weekly now. In fact, I over concur with him because I know how much I'm spending on my own. Sometimes I even spend more than that 50,000 a week. When you compare my own salary in a whole month, you discover that the whole fuel has gone up all the entire salary in the entire month. But I just have to drive. I just have to drive. So it's something that the common man can benefit. This fuel issue, the power issue, we are not talking about good roads now. That one is a forgotten thing because that is what they will use to campaign again. Because if they tie the road, they won't have anything to campaign again. So there's no way they can tie the road. If they even manage to tie the road, it's a 6 months project road that at the end of the day to also fail. The truth remains the same. The government is really not, the poor is not really feeling the government. It's the rich that is also feeling the government. The same rich who is sucking from the government. Like you made mention of somebody paying 10 million naira before now paying 5 million. That person knows where he's also biting the government, collecting huge from the government. So it's just like it's also bringing peanut back to the government. Because before government can tax him, pay this amount of money, they know exactly what the person is, pulling from the government. But how much is the poor pulling from the government or getting from the government? Like security issue right now, it's just more or less like everybody is a security of themselves. That is even why when you meet the vigilante on the road sometimes, you see the way they beg you for some little scrums. It's not their fault. It's not their fault because you have to encourage them in order for the system to move. So in order to hold them, I don't really think they have any other better option rather than to go with what Malgav said, than to come close to them. Now the election is still very far. Continue to come.
So some is not far.
Yes.
So some is here.
I know it's here. September to me is still far because that is why if you sit down with some politicians, they'll tell you, see, we never ever start our work now because some people will soon tire. When the election don't near, we'll come start our own. There's a party that is hammering on that now. They've not started their campaign yet now. They want others who are shouting now to continue. They were so weak. So when it's not like a month to, 3 weeks to, you see them come out en masse and do their own thing to capture them. And at the end of the day, get their vote. And after the vote, that's all. There's no politician now you will call now that will not pick your call now. Just call the politician now. He will pick. If he not pick your call immediately, maybe after like some few minutes you pick your call. But when they get what they are getting, or when they get that thing, you will not be able to reach them again. So to convince them is really going to be a very big difficulty. And except maybe they will just come close, like using the ideas that Malgav brought, it come with them. Because Shomole, we saw that. Basekita also saw that. It will come again now. They also eat corn. So yes, that's the only common thing. They also eat corn. So That is just the way I see it. Come close to them to see how you can hold them. So because they will be easily be convinced. Somebody have not shaken a governor in his entire life. So you see a governorship candidate coming close to you, shaking you, hugging you, snapping with you. You were even eating a bole. He breaks the bole with you and eat with you. At least that one alone is enough votes because you'll be so pleased and so happy in your entire life. For that day you are blessed. To you that you have seen a governorship candidate having one or two things with you. So I don't really think they have a better option than that option to use to convince them for this very period. But they should do something that they can benefit from easily without stressing themselves. Like when we talk about the healthcare just now, how much is a pure water seller having that he or she can pick up a card in an hospital to even buy malaria drugs? There's no way. That is why some of them will just resort to this agbo. That is why these agbo sellers are striving. Just give me 15 naira on malaria, 100 naira on. Because that's what they can actually afford. Even we at the NHIS, we even complain that we are having like kind of discounted healthcare. But the drugs given to us is not even effective. Unless we have to go out ourselves to go and buy drugs that are effective. That is the only way we get cured of the little malaria that we are talking about. Even the one the government thinks that they want to subsidize for us, because they know government is subsidizing it for us, they give us something that is not, that doesn't, the efficacy level is very low. And we have to go out to go and get the one that will give us efficacy. Like for example, now I have somebody staying with me who is not on NHIS, and my children on NHIS, they all went to treat malaria. The drugs given to her and the drugs given to my children, the difference was very clear. Because that one was going to pay huge. These ones are not going to pay you. These ones are going to pay 10%. In fact, that alone, people have been saying it, but have became a weakness.
You're speaking from experience.
Experience. They can come and meet me and I'll tell them the hospital and everything.
All right.
You understand? So government should just do something that the common man will benefit. By so doing, the common man will earn their trust. Okay. And by so doing, you will see that the voting strength will increase. You know, from this 500 we are dragging now, you can even get 700 and the rest. Right. Or even up to 800. Is it even a crime if we can get 1 million? Yeah. It's not a crime.
Okay, well, before we call it a wrap on this show, Barry, some of the opinions that look, from the way things are going, the number of persons that will come out to vote should be lesser than what we had last election. Situation on the ground and all that. Now, do you share the thought of this particular individual? He said, Wilson, forget. People are not happy. They will not come out to vote on that. So we don't just go out there and start playing football. So we'll just be there watching, because whether they vote or not, what they get is what they will get. What will not get to them will not get to them. Take it up from there.
Yeah, I think the highest vote we've ever gotten was Oshomole's second tenure. I'm trying to remember who got 600 or 7. Yeah, that, I think.
Total votes.
Total 600. I want to be specific.
You are not within that range.
It was his second tenure when he scored 18/18. And I think what hyped that was his closeness to the Talakawas, his closeness to the downtrodden, his closeness to virtually all sectors. And that was the first election where I participated, and before we just sit down few, and before we could say Jacobison, the entire place was filled up in my center. Filled up. That's in filled up.
Because everybody wants to vote.
The feed was filled up. And that was the first election I noticed. And I think after that one, I didn't see that type any longer. It also went down. But I'm also sure that the reason why I'm saying we can get 500 or something this time is one, simple. A new government is coming. That new government now, we're about 3, 4, 5 viable parties that are mobilizing. So because of that action of, oh, let's do it, we can get to that range, not to pass
surpass the range. And the total vote counted.
Yeah, we would have surpassed that range if everything was well. This issue of fuel hike, this issue of lie, this issue of strike, this issue of is going to dampen it. I get it now. Yeah. But maybe subsequently it's going to go up again. But we're going to get that 5 something. But what government needs to do is simple. You know the reason why is that our government, our leaders are selfish, naturally selfish. They don't put their money where money belongs.
All right.
Yesterday, I
briefly, please, our time is up.
Okay, I watched a video of China using over $13 billion to put a solar panel on their desert part. And Nigeria government is using virtual a larger chunk of that same money to build road. And we're also fighting light. So you can see that we don't know where and what to do.
All right.
So our government should prioritize issues. Our people should come first. As we speak now, if you still go to where they looted those food stuff that was kept for the poor, I'm sure food are still there. And there's no food in the street.
Thank you.
Why keep food?
Thank you.
People are hungry.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Our time is up. Well, you've heard them. We'll continue the discussion subsequently. The non-civil servant electorate, how can you convince them? Believe it or not, they are over 80% of the votes. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I know you have so much to say, but our time is up. I know we have another time to really talk more on this particular discussion. Well, have a wonderful day ahead. Bye for now.